What's up, guys? We're back with some Radical Red Hardcore Mode version 4.0. Yes, we are going to be using some of the new Gen 9 Pokemon, and today we're going to battle Team Rocket admins Ariana and Archer. And this isn't just a double battle, no. It's two single battles back to back, with no healing in between. And these two battles back to back made for the hardest, if not one of the hardest challenges in the entire game. So here we go. Archer's up first. He's gonna lead with the Ninetales, and we start with Great Tusk. Ninetales Drought summons the permanent sunlight, and we're gonna try to take advantage of this with our Paradox Pokemon's Photosynthesis ability, boosting Great Tusk's attack. But it's not gonna matter if we're not able to get an attack off at all. Ninetales outspeeds and attacks first with the Weather Ball. It's a fire type move under Sun, but Great Tusk is just barely able to hold on with red health. We retaliate with the huge super effective Earthquake. This, thanks to the boosted attack from the Photosynthesis, is going to be more than enough to one-shot the Ninetales. And that's one Pokemon down, still a lot more to go. Now, this is not an ideal situation to be in. Our Great Tusk is already low on health, and we need to preserve the health of our Pokemon for as long as we can. But unfortunately, in this situation, we are going to have to sacrifice. Exeggutor comes out and hits us with the Weather Ball, and Great Tusk is going to go down. It's not looking good. If we just do one-for-one trades all battle, it's not going to work out for us. Because in this gauntlet, the opponents have 9 Pokemon total versus our 6, so we've got to do something to turn the tables around. Now, against Exeggutor, we want to bring out Charizard here. It's a great matchup for us, but Archer always likes to switch out here and go into Houndoom, which is why we click Dragon Claw instead of Flamethrower. First, we're going to Mega Evolve into Mega Charizard X, and this is why we did not want a Flamethrower, because we cannot afford to give Houndoom a Flash Fire boost. So instead, we're going to hit him with the Dragon Claw and deal big damage. And predicting switches like that and getting off essentially free attacks is going to be so important in a battle like this where we need to keep our advantage and momentum. Houndoom Mega Evolves, and this thing is a huge threat. Check this out. Houndoom goes for the move Dark Hole. And this is a new move that has base power 100, it's a dark type move, and also has a 40% chance to put us to sleep. Talk about Archer's team being broken. We're gonna have to tank the damage here. We barely survive on 10 HP, we dodge the sleep chance, we're able to get off the second Dragon Claw, and Mega Houndoom goes down. Now we are still in trouble here. We really need to start taking the lead at some point. Charizard is low on health. We're lucky he even survived at all. And we see the Landorus T come out next. Landorus gets off Intimidate on Charizard, but it's not going to matter because we're going to sacrifice here either way. Now, these one-for-one trades aren't doing us any favors, but it was the only way I could figure out how to deal with both the Ninetales and the Houndoom, which are Archer's most dangerous Pokemon. But we've got a plan to deal with Landorus here. Charizard goes down to the Earthquake, and we're going to get a free switch into Iron Moth and get the job done. Now with Iron Moth safely on the field, Landorus is free here. We always outspeed, we click Flamethrower, it's going to be boosted by the Sun, and not to mention, Iron Moth is holding the choice specs here, so its damage is increased even further, and it's more than enough to one-shot the Landorus. With Archer running a mostly Sun team and taking advantage of that Sun, it's important that we try to utilize the Sun to the best of our advantage as well. Speaking of Sun strats, Exeggutor comes out next, and Exeggutor has the Chlorophyll ability, which means its speed is doubled in the Sun, and he's guaranteed to outspeed Iron Moth. So we switch into Dragonite, dodge the Earth Power thanks to Dragonite's flying typing, and we get a safe switch into Dragonite. Now we know we're not going to outspeed here, so we've got to tank an attack first. Exeggutor goes for the Psyshock. It's going to hit hard, but Dragonite has the Multiscale ability, so its damage is halved because Dragonite was at full health. Now we fire off the dual Wing Beat, it's super effective, and when both hits connect, it looks like it's going to deal just enough damage to finish off the Exeggutor after it takes its Life Orb damage. And real quick, guys, if you enjoy the content, do remember to like the video and hit that subscribe button as well. It really helps the channel out a lot. But alright, Archer's down to his final Pokemon, and we see the Sunflora come out last. And now we do finally have the advantage here, and we want to keep it. Sunflora goes for the Hidden Power. It's super effective, and I actually don't know what type of Hidden Power it is, but it doesn't matter. Dragonite takes the attack like a champ. We retaliate with the dual Wing Beat, and it's more than enough damage to take out the Sunflora. And that's GG Archer. Now, we ended this battle in a decent position. We only lost 2 Pokemon against Archer's 5, but we've still got 4 Pokemon left to go. And we're going to kick up the battle. Let's get it started. Team Rocket admin Ariana. And just a reminder, we did not get to heal in between battles. Ariana starts with the Wailord, and we lead with a not-so-healthy Dragonite. And for this second battle, there's really 2 instances that have the ability to go horribly wrong. And dealing with this Wailord is one of them. Now, predicting an Ice Beam, Dragonite does not want to eat that, so we're going to make the switch into Iron Moth. we call the Ice Beam right, and Iron Moth is going to type resist. We don't take very much damage at all. Now here's the kicker. We need to rely on some good RNG here. First thing we're going to do, go for the discharge. We attack first. It's super effective, plus Iron Moth is holding the choice specs. But Wailord has the ability Bubble Defense, which basically is the same thing as Multi-Scale, so he takes reduced damage at full health. Wailord fires back with the Bouncy Bubble. Now this is a 90 base power water type Giga Drain, basically. It's super effective against Iron Moth, but we just barely survive on 14 HP. But the key here is Wailord did not restore enough health to get him back up to full, which means his Blubber Defense is no longer activated. We hit him with the second discharge, and this one's gonna hit a lot harder. But it's not gonna matter if we don't get the paralysis. On the second attempt, we do get the 30% chance to paralyze, we do get the full paralysis, and we get off another discharge, and this is gonna allow us to defeat the Wailord. Now for this to work, Wailord has to get fully paralyzed at least one turn, whether it's on the first discharge or from the second one. But if that doesn't happen, Iron Moth can't beat Wailord here. That's essential for this battle. And normally I don't like relying on good RNG, but this battle was insanely hard. I really had no choice. But anyways, Espeon comes out next, finishes us off with the Mystical Fire. Iron Moth has done enough, and we bring out Kingambit next. I tried to use as many Gen 9 Pokemon as I could. Some of the coolest ones, in my opinion, I think. But this is an easy one-tap here. All we have to do is click Sucker Punch. It's super effective, and Espeon's gonna go down. And Kingambit hits like a truck. His ability Supreme Overlord gives him an additional power boost for every fainted ally that we have, so we're hitting pretty hard here. Alright, so Buzzwole comes out next, and Buzzwole is Ariana's strongest and most threatening Pokemon, so we have to handle this properly. First thing we want to do is get Kingambit out of there and bring Arcanine onto the field as soon as possible. We get off the Intimidate, which is so important because we're going to have to keep his attack as low as possible, and as you can see, Buzzwole goes for the Victory Dance, and this is basically a physical Quiver Dance. It boosts attack, defense, and speed, and this is super dangerous. This definitely has the ability to sweep our team, and he's going to get greedy and go for yet another Victory Dance. Now thanks to the Intimidate, his attack is only +1 now, but we're going to go ahead and burn him, bringing his attack down yet again. Now we know that Buzzwole is faster, and we are at a risk of a Drain Punch here, and Arcanine does not want to tank a Drain Punch. The only Pokemon we have left that can tank a Drain Punch potentially is Dragonite. So we make the switch, Buzzwole decides to go on the offensive and finally goes for the Drain Punch. Dragonite type resist, but we get critted. And this really sucks because now that we're so low on health, we can't go for dual Wing Beat anymore, which would have been 4 times super effective against Buzzwole. But since we know Buzzwole is faster, we cannot afford to tank another hit. All we can do is get off a priority extreme speed, and Buzzwole is at +2 defense, so it doesn't deal much damage. He goes for the Ice Punch, and Dragonite goes down. And in hindsight, it's actually good that we went for extreme speed there, because Buzzwole attacking with Ice Punch, even if we weren't that low on health, that Ice Punch was going to hit hard either way, and Dragonite was probably going to go down. So getting that additional chip damage from the extreme speed is better than nothing. We're going to bring Arcanine back out, get off another Intimidate, and that's basically going to negate the Beast Boost that Buzzwole just got from taking out Dragonite. Buzzwole goes for another Victory Dance. Now, his defense and speed are both at +3, and we only have physical attackers left. We fire off the huge Flare Blitz. Again, he is at +3 defense, but Arcanine hits hard, and it looks like it's going to deal about half of his remaining health and take a little recoil damage as well. And our only hope here is to get off another Flare Blitz, and Buzzwole throws the whole game by getting super greedy and going for a 4th Victory Dance. And if Buzzwole had attacked with Drain Punch there, I think that would have worked out better for him. I think how the AI works is that because he doesn't see a one-shot with Drain Punch, he always will set up until the AI sees the one-shot. But we're lucky he didn't. A Buzzwole is hanging on at just 1 HP. All we have to do is click Excel Rock here. It's a priority move, so we outspeed, and Buzzwole finally goes down. My best guess on how the AI works there is that it only takes into account the damage dealt by Drain Punch and not the amount of health restored by it. But regardless, we take those all day. Ariana is down to her final Pokemon. We see the Mawile come out, and he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. Now, we are intimidated, so the first thing we want to do is get off the burn, cut Mawile's attack in half, and we are not out of the woods just yet. He's going to go for the Double Iron Bash, and this is still going to hit pretty hard. Arcanine takes neutral damage, and it looks like even after the second hit, Arcanine's going to be able to tank the attack and hang on with red HP. So it looks like going for Will-O-Wisp on that first turn is going to be worth it. Not only did we get him burned, but we're able to get off a second attack, go for the Flare Blitz. We are intimidated, but it's still going to be super effective and hit hard. Mawile takes huge damage, but just barely hangs on with some red HP. After recoil, Arcanine hangs on with red HP of his own, just 2 HP to be exact, but ultimately we fall to the play rough. And now after burn damage, Mawile is just barely hanging on for dear life, but we've still got a fully healthy and full-powered King Gambit to finish the job. King Gambit wanted to see just a little more action before the battle was over. All we have to do here is click Sucker Punch, and that's GG Mawile, GG Team Rocket admin Ariana, and Archer as well. And this was an insane battle, guys. These two battles back to back with no healing in between was definitely one of, if not the hardest challenge in the entire game so far. And these battles are hard, man. That's why I try to upload a video at least once a week, but sometimes it takes a little longer than that. These battles take forever to figure out how to win. But in the end, it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had as much fun watching it as I did making this video. So leave a comment, let me hear your thoughts. I always love to hear from you guys in the comments. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and see you next time.